Fun stuff. Got the service air suspension light on my truck. Looking around, I found the problem. Tried to fix it. The fix didn't work, so I had to buy a new part. But let me show you what's going on. The Ram Airlift suspension works off of 4 sensors, one on each wheel, that measures ride height and then inflates the airbag to give you the right ride height. When I put the lift on, I broke this arm. And then later, I broke this one too, trying to put it back together. Now we used epoxies and resins and all kinds of stuff to try and make it work, but that didn't fix it. So I ended up having to get a new part. It's pretty easy to get out. There's 2 bolts right up here. They're 10 millimeter, just back them out, take the whole bracket off. Then you can take the sensor off, replace it, and the wiring's pretty easy. I think, if I remember right, you just get that red part to click out, and then it snaps off, and it's real easy. I'm gonna get this thing out real quick, and then show you the new one versus the old one and how I effed it up pretty bad. Having the right tool made all the difference. I just got my flathead right up in here and gave it a little pop, and it clipped right out. Next part was getting the connector off of the sensor. Same thing. Just gave it a little pry bar action, and it came right off. It wasn't a thing at all. So let's go over to, this is my favorite part. Woo! Taking a ride with me, huh? All right, the old part. You can see, very broken. Very much tried to fix it. The new part. And I couldn't find any knockoffs, so I ended up with a Mopar original. It was on moparparts.com. And we're gonna try and do this with one hand. I think we're gonna do this with one hand. Maybe not. Maybe we can get this open. No, of course not. We're just gonna use that same screwdriver. Open her up. Any of you guys do automotive work? Or just watch these things for fun? I've done all kinds of different things over the years. And, like I tell you in the beginning of the video, I'm not a professional. So grain of salt, everything I tell you. But I've done a lot of different work. Oh, cool. Check that out. It came with the arm that I broke and a new bracket. With it being a Mopar part, everything looks right. We're looking at the sensors. They look the same. 3-pin. 3-pin. The arms look the same-ish for the most part. Yeah, they look the same. Brackets look a little different, but I'll bet you these are a little more universal. This is a 2021 truck, and I couldn't tell you. As long as it fits, it really doesn't matter. And it looks like everything's going to line up just great the way it is. So we're going to go back over to this truck with the new part and start popping it on. I don't think I'm going to be able to show you, the actual installation. But there is a trick I want to show you. Because if you've ever worked on this kind of stuff before, hood struts, things of that nature, they can be a real pain in the butt to get off of whatever it is you're working on. So the bolts are 10 millimeter. This is a 10 millimeter wrench. Be different for every application. But if you just stick it in between, it'll actually loosen it up enough to let you pop it off. Simple, right? That is JB Weld that I used to rebuild this thing, and that held up really well. It didn't do so good on the actual sensor arm, but it's all good. I needed to replace it anyway. I just didn't want to. So there's our 2 mounting holes. We're gonna test fit it. And it looks like it's gonna be just right. Everything clears, the bracket clears right here on the frame. Looks like the arm is gonna be the right length. But our next step is going to be to bolt it in and find out exactly if that's correct or not. And then, of course, if the system will accept it. And I'm sure it will. This stuff's not like serial numbered or anything. But back in a sec. So yes, easy enough. I probably could have done that one-handed, but, better safe than sorry. I'm going to finish finger tightening the screws with you guys. That one's good. I love new parts. You like getting new parts? I mean, I don't know that anybody really likes doing the work, but I like having new parts. And then we're gonna snug these down. Woo. They don't need to be tight, just, as my dad would say, guten tight Armstrong. Called it his German method for tightening things. All right, now we've got one more part to do. These all slip and articulate, and this has to go over this piece. It looks like the hole on the arm is gonna be really tight, so I might grab a whammer, just a little mallet, and give it a little motivation to pop over that ball joint. And yeah, let's give it a shot real quick. Maybe it's gonna be easier than I think, you know? Oh, we're gonna need a motivation device. So I'll go grab one of those, give it a tap, and it'll be on. Guys, we did it. Okay, the motivational device, dead blow, wasn't quite enough. And I was sitting here going, I don't really want to wail on this thing and break another arm. Last thing I want to do is more JB weld. So I took it just like this, and it popped right in, just boop. Easy, 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 easy. It was the right size. It's supposed to be a little snug. Yeah, that worked out really, really well. Now, connector, just like most of these, pop it on. I hope you could hear that click. That means it is in place. Push the red tab to lock it in. That is all there is to it. Very, very easy to do that part. Double check it by giving it a little tug. Good to go. Let's go fire this thing up and see if that fixed the problem. Well, I can't actually test it until I drive it, and we'll have to get down the road about a quarter mile before it will have enough input from the suspension moving before it'll actually trigger the sensor. So that'll be an update for another video. Hopefully I remember to tell you, but that's how you change a sensor on the 2021 Ram 1500 Rebel with the Quadralift system, the air suspension. It's a pretty simple process, and do you like the way it went down? Let me know if you got any value out of this. Hit the like, and I'll see you on the next one.